The myth, the legend, Manny V, Captain Manny V of Epic Surf Tours. What's going on, brother?
Well, like I just mentioned, it's been pretty hectic. I got home from, oh, sorry, bro. I just got home from Costa Rica Sunday night. I had a boat trip on yesterday, as we all know, and and yeah, so here we are. I had a boat trip today, and now we're ready to do pitted with action in Manny V. So I'm stoked.
All right, well, let's get into it. First and foremost, shout outs. My shout out this week goes to Australian bodyboarder Lily Pollard. She was training for the Shark Island Challenge. She's one of the invitational riders for the event. She suffered a collapsed lung. If you go to her Instagram page, she's actually got some photos posted up. She's healing up. Not quite sure what kind of time frame we're looking at for her to be completely healed, but it doesn't look like she's going to be able to compete in the Shark Island Challenge.
Oh
Apparently,
no.
she went to the doctors, said she wasn't feeling right. They took chest X-rays, told her there wasn't supposed to be that much dark space in her lung, and that her one lung was collapsing.
Holy shit.
Yeah, scary moment for the Australian legend.
I mean, what was the reason that phone?
I honestly don't know what caused it, but it kind of blew me away. It was one of those oh my God moments.
Wow. I mean, I don't know anything about collapsed lungs, but it sounds like you could probably die from it because you need to breathe.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, let me pull up her Instagram. Let's see what she has here.
Yeah, they
Uh,
had to insert a tube between her ribs into her lungs.
oh my God. Okay, I got this up. Let me share this thing. All right. Yeah, you know what? I did see something about it somewhere else, but okay, holy crap. Can you guys see this?
Yeah, there's the chest X-ray. And you can kind of see one side is less visible than the other one.
Oh my God. So the black part is not supposed to be black? Is that
No,
right?
if you look at the one side, you see it's more full. And then, there's more dark area on the other side. That's her lung collapsing.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's not good.
No. So, my shout out goes out to Lily. She's an absolute charger, one of the best Australian bodyboarders of all time. And I just want to say heal up and look forward to seeing you back out in the water charging Shark Island sometime soon.
Yeah, okay. Well, we should send her a message as well. Holy shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's heavy stuff, man. That's the kind of thing you don't mess around with. It is life-threatening.
Yeah, totally. Holy crap.
So, yeah, that's my shout out this week. I know it's kind of a heavy way to set the tone for this episode, but I really felt for, you know, I've never had a collapsed lung. I've had pneumonia, which isn't fun in and of itself, but nothing like a collapsed lung. And,
Yeah,
I'm sure it's a very unsettling experience.
totally. All right. I'm gonna double up on that. I don't have a shout out offhand. So yeah, uh, a get well to Lily. Just we'll reach out to her and see how she's doing, and we'll get you updated with that too.
All right. Now, that's kind of leading into this week's news. I wanted to mention that first and foremost. Second, NorCal Bodyboarding, in association with Pacific Northwest and State Line Bodyboarding Clubs, is going to be doing a bodyboard clinic and water safety clinic in June. They've been posting it up all over social media. I forget the exact dates. I saw it in passing. Ivan Eisenhower sent me a text message with the digital flyer for it. But I wanted to say kudos to those guys for putting that together. And I'm sure it'll be a really fun day out in the water, getting the Groms out in the water, exposing them to bodyboarding as well as some basic water safety.
That is freaking awesome. I found it. I looked on Ivan's Instagram, and here's the flyer for it. And yeah, it's going down June 28th, 8 to 1:30. Super cool. This is pretty awesome. Um, I hope they get good weather and I hope it's warmer. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind of the Pacific Northwest is when we went up there for one of the meetups and I was frozen solid pretty much the whole time. So I'm hoping June is a little different.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a little warmer, but you know what? Most people that live up that way, including the kids, are used to cooler temps. So, regardless, I'm sure it's going to be a really fun day. And this is to me what it's all about. Like what United Universal Wave Riding Alliance and the bodyboard clubs are doing to, encourage the next generation to get out in the water on the Boog and to be cognizant of water safety, and wave
Yeah.
riding etiquette.
Yeah. This is very, very cool. I'm sure we'll see photos coming out of this once it gets rolling, but this is pretty cool.
All right. And my last piece of news. Um, Regardless of my issues that I may have with the IBC World Tour as an organization, the Itaquachara Pro is underway. And for me, this is a marquee event for international competition, whether it's under the banner of the IBA, the APB, or now the IBC. This is a crown jewel event, in my opinion, for the sport of bodyboarding. The waves there are heavy. The location picks up swell from every direction, and it's always an event to watch. So, putting aside my feelings about the IBC in general and showing my support for this event and the competitors that are involved with it and taking part in it, you know, if you haven't been following along, the first couple of days of highlights are on YouTube and the event is rolling through. I think the window runs through June 8th, but so far it's been delivering the goods.
Yeah, I actually watched I like to put YouTube playing on the background as I'm working and the other day I was a little jet lagged, so I was up early and that YouTube notification came up about the event and I'm like, "Oh shit, okay, let's go take a peek." And I watched one heat, but the next heat is the memorable one. It was PLC and two Brazilians that were going in an elimination round. And to be able to see PLC doing what he's doing is to this day is pretty amazing. This is one of those events that has eluded him in the years past. So I think he really wants this to add on his trophy uh, shelf. And yeah, I was it was pretty cool to tune in and watch. But I'm right there with you. Aside from what the IBC is, what we've talked about, uh, seeing the organizers and the judges doing their thing, and uh, at this event for the reasons that you just named, are I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I don't want there to ever be any confusion. My qualm is with the World Tour organization as a whole. I love this event. I have nothing but love for Bigo hosting the commentary. I fully support the competitors in their pursuit of, trying to win this event and on a larger scale, trying to win a world title. For those of you who haven't been paying attention, right now, 1-2 in the men's world tour standings. Former world champ, Ori Valadown, two-time world champ, PLC. Right now, those two are out in front, and I have a sneaking suspicion one of those guys is going to add another world title trophy to their shelf at the end of the season. So,
Yeah,
and, the judging crew. I have nothing but love and support for. You and I have worked very closely with them in the past. Chico Garitano does a phenomenal job as head judge, you know, and you know, I, I'll be honest, I would love to be in Brazil to watch this event firsthand. I don't care if I'm not in the commentary booth. I would love to be on the beach watching it all go down because I'm sure you remember this. The first time we went to that event to work commentary for that event, we walk up on the beach and you could feel the waves thundering and vibrating through the sand on the beach. We were watching professional bodyboarders stumbling out of the water, throwing up with blown out eardrums, and it was just like, holy crap, this is a heavy fucking wave. And you know what? That remains. We have so many great memories. We could sit here and do an entire episode and still not touch on it all.
I mean, that is one of those events where I was looking forward to get to be a part of. The location, it's on this beautiful white sandy beach with this huge rock formation coming out of the water on your left, and you look to your right, and it's just a beautiful sand strip with more rock formations down the way. The location in itself is beautiful. The people are beautiful. I mean, it's one of those events that I really looked forward to, and Gio doing an amazing job from the get-go. And yeah, he's doing something right there. So props to him and props to the organizer. And yeah, the judges are have, from the few heats that I did see, they were on point. And to bring up Uri Valadao, he got knocked out of the event in round number 5, I believe. I think that was one of the heats I saw, and to see him leave the water
Oh,
uh,
wow.
in third place in round 5 was very interesting. So the doors open or PLC to take the lead after this event.
Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, if you want to watch an event, this is one of those events to watch. It's actually really exciting, and it feels like you're right up and close and personal because the wave is it's almost like a shore break wave. It comes out of the deep water and just unloads on the shallows of this, the sand here in Itacoachata. So definitely a cool event to watch.
Yes. So that's what I've got for news this week.
All right. I only got what I got is tomorrow at 5 o'clock. We're gonna be loading up the car and heading up to Jimmy Linville's Shaping Shack. We're gonna just pick his brain on what he's got going on, some of his tips and tricks on shaping, and just to introduce you to the man behind JL Bodyboards. And I'm really excited. He's a friend of mine. I haven't seen him in ages. And yeah, it's going to be very cool to chat with him tomorrow. So this is going to be one of those free live shows, and it will be going down at 5. So I think I will be heading up there solo. I don't know if JG will be joining me or anybody, but no matter what, we are going live tomorrow at 5 from Jimmy Linville's Shaving Shack. It's going to be super laid back. We'll probably have a couple beers and just shoot the shit in his Shaving Shack. That's going to be really fun.
All right. So that brings us to the video of the week. And since we are talking about it, I'm just going to ask you to pull up one of the end of day highlight clips from Ida Quachara Pro. You're probably looking at about a 2-minute video clip, but it'll give you an idea of what's on offer. And it's not even at its biggest, but it's still some killer waves.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. My boat is at the dock. I see some guy near it. Okay, he's just fishing. All my stuff's on
Manny, they're
there.
stealing your boat.
Man, I wasn't able to unload anything. I just went straight to the computer, started uh getting ready for this. So I am looking for the highlights. What day are we looking for?
I know first and second day highlights had already been posted as of yesterday. I don't know if they have another highlight reel posted since then, but if you can see if it's just day 2 highlights, pull it up.
got day three. Let's
Day
watch it.
three, perfect. We're both watching it for the first time then.
Yes. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let's share this. All right. Pulling it up. And there we go. Perfect. Want to make sure you guys are able to hear the audio. So let's do this. Oh, share computer sound. Yes. Stereo high fidelity. And action. You got it?
Yes, indeed.
Oh my God. Look at that one.
So sick. See, and
Because I
this is
haven't.
the thing. Ida Quachara every year is next level professional bodyboarding.
The cool thing was seeing a lot of new names to me, and seeing there's the French contingent, um, you know, are doing their thing, and Morocco, the federation, was able to send 9 riders to this event. That was pretty awesome. But this wave is so heavy. Like when we free surf there, paddling out in those kind of waves, that wave right there just pounds you, and it's shallow.
Yeah, it's not hard to bounce off the sandbar. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
there
that
you have it. A quick little tease of what's going down in Niederoy. Now you're talking about, how beautiful it is down there. You have to keep in mind it is a nature preserve. You've got the mountains, you've got the trails, you've got four different breaks. You've got Shock, which is like the real heavy slab that Dudu Pedro is famous for riding. You've
yeah.
got Pompo, Mayo, and I forget the other one at the other end of the beach. But you've got four different waves you can ride at that spot. It depends on which direction the swell is hitting from, but usually. At least three of them are working. The main one. Shock is the one that really takes a heavier swell, but that one's the more dangerous one as well.
Yeah, that whole little strip of land there in Ituquachata is pretty dope. And I'm
And
not gonna lie, um, sitting on the beach, you know what it's like living in Brazil. You can be chilling on the beach, and if you're hungry, just wait a minute. You'll have somebody coming by with a cart full of goods to chow down on. You thirsty? Give it a couple minutes. You got a freaking smoothie guy coming down. It's freaking awesome.
and right down the street, you've got Puro Suco that usually sponsors the event. The acai, the pastels, phenomenal. And of course, whenever we stayed at the Ida Quachara Inn, the owner treated us like gold. Breakfast there was always killer. He always made sure to take really good care of us. I love that place. Like, honestly, if I ever went just to go, contest or no contest, I'd be sure to book a room at the Ida Quachara Inn, and I'd be hitting Puro Suco.
And here's the thing: on the way to the Ituquachara Inn, which is only a few blocks from the beach, you pass Pearl Suco, and you can. They have everything from acai bowls, smoothies, and they got amazing pastries and hot food. That was the place where everybody went to go hang out, and yeah, I miss that.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not going to Ida Quachara to compete, if it's just a book trip, it's well worth it. You know, you like we were just saying, you stay at the Ida Quachara Inn, you can walk to and from, and on the way you can grab something to eat at Pure Suco. On the way back, you can grab something to eat to re-energize. Breakfast is included at the inn, and it's a very delicious, typical Brazilian breakfast.
And what about the little kiosks, the little bars on not down on the sand, but just right on the street level? There's little
Oh yes,
bars.
there's bars right at street level. You can go and order food, drinks. Yeah, honestly, you can, order a couple of beers and a plate of food and watch the action unfold while you're having a few.
So awesome.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
So, but yeah, and wow. With all that said and done, it's time for our weekly motivation. And this week's quote comes from Arnold Schwarzenegger. Plain and simple. You can have results or you can have excuses, but you can't have both. With that said, that's a wrap on episode 310. We'll see you guys the next time around. Until then, we're out. You.